Hello and welcome to the video. This is a quick overview of one of the latest RunCam analog FPV cameras. This is the RunCam Racer Nano 4. This is a 1200 TVL line camera with a couple of tweaks, so it's specifically designed for those of you that like to fly fast in things like multi-rotors. Now, I did a poll a little while ago and asked how many pilots who watch my stuff were still flying only analog, and it was about 60% a year ago, and at the moment it's about 48%. So I will absolutely continue to make content on analog FPV technology. So with this being one of the latest cameras from RunCam, let's go through and I'll show you what this is all about. Now, there's a number of things that RunCam have done to this camera to make it more appropriate for those pilots who like to race quadcopters, and we'll get into those in a minute. It is an all-weather design, so that means that it does have the ability to survive being dunked in either damp or dusty environments without being damaged. It's also got a built-in LED track mode, so if you are a racer and you're racing indoors or outdoors at night with lit tracks and track markers, it will work great with those. Fitted a low distortion lens, but actually if you use the widescreen you're still going to get a little bit of fisheye on the edges, and it comes with an ABS bracket, so it will fit the larger mounts. Specs on this is a 1200 TVL line camera. Field of view is a nice chunky 160 degrees, horizontal is 125 degrees, but vertical is a nice 97 degrees, and that's particularly handy if you are into racing. So even when you are really banked over going at speed, you will be able to look down the track using that very top part of the image. Screen format is 4:3 and also widescreen switchable. Mirror and flip is available for both horizontal and vertical, which means it's very flexible in terms of mounting the camera. NTSC and PAL selectable. Wide dynamic range, it actually has super wide dynamic range, I'll show you that in a minute. Day on night settings, and it's all done via a little control joystick that you get in the box, and use a little adapter that plugs in the back. That adapter gives you a cable that means you can plug in the joystick but also your standard supply. Other interesting thing they've done here is they have changed the voltages that you can use on this. It'll run from anything from 5 to a whopping 36 volts, and it weighs about 4.5 grams. Overall physical dimensions 14 by 14 by 20. In terms of how it looks, well, I'll use my standard test here for comparison. This is a beautiful, bright, sunny morning in September, and there is very high contrast. The sky is very bright. The direct sunlight on the ground is also very bright, but there are very deep shadows too, and it's doing an amazing job. But it is oversaturated by default. All of these settings are the default settings, with the exception that I've turned on widescreen mode and have also turned on PAL. And you can also see a little bit of fisheye in the corners as well. The wide dynamic range performance on this is absolutely fantastic. Even looking directly into the sun and the sun's reflection, it is exposing everything incredibly well. It is oversaturated, which is very common with RunCam cameras on their default settings, and for me it's over sharpened. But I imagine that in non-racing conditions it would be easy to kind of turn all that down to make it a slightly more natural looking image. But if you're racing and you want to be able to see when you're going at a crack of speed that next gate in the field that you're flying over, this will allow you to spot it very easily. So there's only a couple of notes for this really. First of all is that it has a super wide voltage that you can run it on, 5 to 36 volts. It has got that waterproof and dustproof design, which I think is a nice idea. You do tend to end up crashing in all kinds of conditions and flipping through all lengths of grass that are completely wet at the bottom and all that stuff. So that's going to be helpful. And the big thing that I quite like about this is that large vertical field of view, which is handy for those quads that are really banked over and moving at speed. Only a couple of things to be aware of. You do need to use the supplied adapter in the back to use the joystick to control the settings, and the defaults are designed, I think, for high contrast and high saturation, which is more aimed at the racers, but that could be turned down if you want to use it for something else. Now, I got this one from Banggood, so I'll pop a link down below to that, but I probably won't be using this in any of my quads anytime soon. So this is going to be a giveaway. I'm putting this at the end for all of you that have stuck with the review video all the way through. Standard stuff, like, comment, subscribe, and if you put RunCam fan in the comment, that's the stuff I'll be searching on to spot all of you that hung around to the end. Good luck to everybody with the draw, and stay tuned if you're an analog pilot. There will continue to be analog technology looked at on here. Thank you for watching the video. If you watch my videos and find them useful, then please take a moment to hit the like and subscribe button. It helps the channel a lot. If you really like what I'm doing here, you can become a Patreon and support the time I spend helping others and get access to lots of exclusive benefits. Link is in the video description. Remember that all the videos on the channel are organized into playlists, so you can easily use those playlists to find all the videos on a subject that you are interested in. Add Painless 360 to your searches on Google and YouTube, and it'll help you find my content for any particular topic. Thanks again for watching, and as always, happy flying.